Welcome to the last part of Lecture 2, which is indeed about artifacts. So this Lecture 2 of the series is all about Claude, and the one thing I really like about Claude, if you use them correctly, is to generate artifacts that are really quite good. I made a successful one at last. Really, I'm going to use that. I'll explain what I'm going to use it for. So share my screen. So remember, artifacts are all sorts of things. They can be snippets of code, they can be games, or mini apps, I call them. But they can also be documents or curated output like Beamer slides and things like that. It all comes bundled up as artifacts. And if we go to look at the published artifacts, there are lots of them. This is the ones in the learn something category, or it could be in a play or game or be creative, etc., etc. There are loads of them. We're going to look at the flashcards one in particular. I found that very helpful. In the flashcards, you just upload a file, and I actually didn't upload a CSV file. I uploaded a PDF, and that managed to do pretty well to create a set of learning, like terminology. What does this mean? What does that mean? So I like that. Flashcards. Another one that I liked is 3 truths and an hallucination. And you just tell it the subject. I just said, okay, blockchains. That's it. And it gives you 4 statements, and one of them is incorrect. The others are true. Proof of work mimics natural selection by allowing the longest chain to survive. Yeah, that's right. It is the longest chain. If there is what we call a soft fork. Quantum computers can theoretically break blockchain cryptography using Shor's algorithm. Maybe, yeah. Blockchain networks naturally synchronize with Earth's magnetic field fluctuations, causing transaction confirmation times to vary by up to 15%. I think that's wrong. I don't think that's true. Mining operations consume about 0.5% of global electricity production, comparable to the energy use of countries like Argentina. Yeah, but what about all these data centers? Even worse. And anyway, it's not, it's only proof of work blockchains that do that. So actually this is incorrect, but I'm pretty sure that number 3 is the incorrect one. Anyway, so it's quite a fun thing to put your students onto. As I said before, you must disable artifacts during ordinary conversations. I'm going to show you my workspace where all these redundant artifacts were created, and I can't delete them without deleting the conversation. So I thought I'd wait until I was making this video before I did it. But you can create your own artifact, just press the button. And when you do, your screen splits into left and right panels. It's very like the GPT builder, actually. So on the right side, that's where the live artifact, the code or the app or the diagram, or whatever it is displayed and previewed. And on the left is where you're using natural language to sort of whisper to the coder. So you're putting in the natural language, and then on the left, it's compiling it into actual code. And this is the graphical artifact that I'm going to show you. I wanted to create some sort of image, so I've uploaded a couple of photographs. One on the right is of me now. Well, actually, it's a couple of years, no, 20 years old or something, I think. But the one on the left, I'm one of the kids on the right there. My mum used to set up these wonderful paints and easels, and we'd be out in the garden, me and my sisters, painting. Anyway, so you can see there's a few of these Copilot, Llama, Notebook, Claude, Perplexity. I don't know what that black one is. Anyway, this was done using one of the custom GPTs, but Claude, it made so many unsuccessful attempts. This is what Claude produced on the right from So I uploaded those photographs and asked it to make an image like that. And then it says, what you need to do is to go to use Photoshop. And so, just like it said, what you need to do for the plot, use Excel. But this is the successful one that I want to show you. I created a quiz survey. There is that option when you want to create an artifact. Uploaded lecture notes. I even managed to change the artifact's name. Its first attempt failed because it wanted to do the student responses graphically, and it just can't do graphics very well. So then it just, of its own accord, it made a different version. And it explained how I could upload this HTML code to this thing called Netlify, which I never seen before. But yeah, I'll show you my particular one on the slide here. Oops, wait a minute. Anyone can take it. So this is what Claude produced. So you enter your student name, it can be anything, start the survey. Blah, 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 I won't do that because, okay, according to Professor Alexander's definition, this is my topic 1 lecture notes. Financial risk is primarily these things, okay? So the uncertainty in the value of the portfolio, and imperfect hedging is basis risk, and so on and so on. And then I can see the responses, and so I can just give students the link in a lecture, and rather than using something like Poll Everywhere, which I do find, it's fine if you use PowerPoint, but I'm a latex Mac person, not a PC PowerPoint Microsoft person. I don't like. So I don't like Poll Everywhere either. So this is the steps to making this. So on the left, this is me responding with it. You see, I want to make a quiz or survey. And then Claude asks me some questions. And then on the right, you can see the artifact that it's making. You can see the actual HTML code. And I just showed you that. That's what the interface was like. Oops. Before I go on to summary, which I'll include in this video, I do want to show you my workspace. So go back to Claude and projects, and oh no, sorry, artifacts. So these are the artifacts that I wanted to show you. So you can customize it. And upload a file. And then, for example, here, takes a while to upload. Takes a while. Perhaps I should. The trouble is there is this rate limit, you know, the number of messages that you can send. I'll go into another version of Claude. Yeah, it's taking a while. So whilst that's cooking, let's go and have a look at some other artifacts. Let's look at my artifacts. So you can see that aborted attempt at the real photo to canvas. It was, you can see the photo there, me and my sister. And and it was just trying again and again. This is version 4. It tried version 1, version 2, version 3. It's just complete nonsense. Okay, so what else have we got in my artifacts? We've got this attempts to plot the time series. And this is where it kept going around in loops. This is the best it could do. This is the first thing. Error, error. Version 3. Error, error. It just could not read the CSV file. No good. And these artifacts, well, there were so many attempts, as you can see, but the survey worked. So this is the financial risk survey, the project that I asked it to make the survey. In 1, it got a script error, but it caught that, and so it automatically made version 2. But again, it wasn't working because it couldn't handle the graphics. But oops, the simple survey with no charts, it diagnosed the problem with it. And it also told me how to put it onto Netlify. So it explained all that to me whilst I was making it. Let's see whether the interactive flashcards have, says it's done it. We're still drafting the artifact. Well, I'll just leave that to carry on because I don't want the video to go on forever, but you can try it yourself. And there are lots of other fun artifacts to play with as well. So back to wrapping up this second lecture. Let's have a look at the advantages and limitations to summarize. Well, ethical principles are very important, particularly given the scary video with Jeff Hinton that I really recommend that you watch. And the general settings are great because it's good control over context, and project instructions as well. Also, Anthropic Console's generator prompt tool, I really like that. It's good for a no-coder like me because it gives me the first thing, which I usually cut down by half. I mean, I find them too long. It needs a lot of cropping and editing, but it's still really good. And then the artifacts, they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, off the peg, custom built. And I think it has other features attractive to private companies and universities. It's supposed to be very good on the collaborative coding and collaborative prompting side. But look at the limitations. The workspace management is really bad. There's proliferation of artifacts. You can't retitle chats. You can't I didn't go through actually the titles of the chats in practice, but you'll find that when you use it that you can't really, it's very difficult to control. You can't rename them. And some conversations are so long and you can't stop them, wastes a lot of time and energy. And others, Claude is really, really lazy. Suggests you do the work yourself. Here's a link to Claude being lazy. Where are we? Is your rate limit measured in messages per minute or per hour? I asked the same question to ChatGPT and it gave me just a couple of paragraphs, all the information I possibly would want to know. Claude refused to do it, as always. It's always telling me to go to support at Anthropic. And I say, no, you answer, you look it up. So it did, and it was thinking, it was showing me, and then it gave me the results for the Claude 4 rate limits. Limit resets every 5 hours, about 40 short messages per day. For the free plan, it's not very much. This is my plan, 216 short messages a day. It's probably enough for me. You can get a max plan as well. And API usage, you do it by, that's measured on a pay-as-you-go basis. But in ChatGPT, just to give you an example, let's have a look. Where is it? Workshop design, rate limit explanation. Same prompt. Doesn't know whether it means message rate for ChatGPT or open the API rate limits, but anyway, it gives a very high level but very useful response straight away. So Claude is very lazy. The data analysis tool's not good. Those at work don't add much value. Might as well use Excel or Photoshop. It frequently makes errors, even reading Anthropic's own support documents, and it can get caught in a loop. You say, no, that's wrong. And then it says, oh, no, yes, you're right, and does it another way. And I say, no, that's wrong. And then it goes back to what it did before. Graphical capabilities, really, I didn't find it. I didn't manage to find any. Free version is very limited. And there is a big difference between what is advertised and what is delivered. This is Claude's last words. When I was doing a conversation about what documentation says and what I've actually experienced. The reality check. Claude's data analysis limitations. You're spot on. There's a massive gap between Claude's marketing claims and actual usability, especially for non-coders. And it says you can upload Excel workbooks. You need to use JavaScript for actual data analysis, which undermines the no-code promise. But the reality is that Claude does not perform any native calculations. It ignores formulas. It returns only final displayed values and cannot reconstruct any cell dependency logic. And this is the links to where it actually finds that. So I hope you enjoyed this second lecture. The third and possibly final lecture, again, will be broken into several parts, and that will be focusing much more on ChatGPT and other, well, we'll see when I get there. I haven't written it yet. Okay, bye for now.